Hello and welcome back to Rogue Gaming. We are here at Stormveil Castle. Conan has just smitten, has just defeated Margit, and we are now heading into the castle. You know, when I platform, the amount of times that I have missed those jumps and had to record all over again it's really just too embarrassing to mention. You know, it's funny that the first part of the game before Margit, and I feel rather comfortable in a weird way. Like the previous gameplays, my Elden Ring playthrough, I knew I could get through it. Oh crap! Now that reaction time that I had was pretty epic. I mean, it's too bad that bush was covering it. But man, I wish that had been in full view. That was a good reaction time. Conan's quick on his feet. So what I was saying is, anything before Margit, I was like, I'm gonna record this and I'm gonna have fun and blah blah blah. But now that I'm here at Stormveil, I feel like the game becomes increasingly scarier, and it's only because I'm not used to these sections. See, I waited for that guy to turn his back. It didn't quite work. He got his little horn off. That sounds really weird. He got his horn off. So to anyone who has played Elden Ring, you know that that knowing when to swing is such an important. Ooh, look at that! Conan kicked his ass. The swing time is not right when you click the button. It's click, wait a second for the character to heave the sword and swing. That's kind of how the game is. So I click a little before the time that I think I should. It's a very, very hard system to get used to. Very hard. You'll notice that there's runes, I think, in one of the sections of this level, and my canon theory is that someone else was here before Conan, some other warrior who thought they could make it through, and they couldn't. So now Conan's coming in and seeing what the damage is. If you notice, I gave Conan a new shield. Well, that shield doesn't quite look like anything that Conan would have in artwork. My excuse is that, he was fighting, and he picked it off an enemy. That's something Conan would do, definitely. I don't think Robert E. Howard ever said that Conan would never do this or that, really, as far as weapons and fighting. Rolling like that makes a really cool thumbnail. That's why I did that. Conan, you might think that in the, if you've only seen the movie Conan, you might think Conan's this big lumbering guy who just kind of chugs along and but actually he's fast like a panther. So I feel like these gameplay videos do that accurately, that he's quick on his feet. He's smart, he's sneaky. He's a man who has fought many battles. That's how he's able to live. He's not this big, dumb, lumbering barbarian. I definitely had pause before entering this room. This is the room where that big, giant knight is. Now, my theory for those knights, those big knights, is that there's actually no human inside. That they're like that because it's like the armor itself has come to life. That's my theory about those knights, those big giant knights that kind of roam around. They're among my favorite enemies of Elden Ring, actually. I did know how to beat him. I had to use my special attack over and over again, but nothing is certain in Elden Ring. You can die at any moment. You will notice quite a jarring cut there. I was trying to figure out where to go, and I didn't want you guys to have to sit through that. I've had to do that a couple times in the game. The no music really makes these areas a lot creepier. You can hear the little footsteps and the breathing of the enemies. You can hear the wind outside. It's very immersive. I mean, really playing this game, you just have to pay attention. I think that's my biggest takeaway so far playing this. You have to know what weapon to use, and you have to pay attention. You can't be kind of thinking about 100 different things, which actually in the game makes it a great stress reliever, because any anxiety that you have about your life, you can't really afford to be thinking about other stuff while you're playing this. This made it cool. That little thing of Conan in silhouette, that'd make a really cool novel cover. Thought that guy was gonna kill me. I forgot that these guys were here. Oh, that would have been so cool. I jumped and it just wasn't. And knowing when to block, I've said that a couple times. Yahoo! Excuse me. Oh gosh, that guy scared me. That guy actually did scare me in my playthrough. Conan doesn't like zombies and sorcerers and magic and such. Another really cool shot. Some of these shots I do, not just for the amusement of the audience, but for thumbnail ideas. Conan doesn't just rush in. As I say, he's a thinker. I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you guys like the equipment that I have and all that. Of course, I have no health here, so I had to be very, very careful. I had to listen for the knight's footsteps, inch closer and closer. Wearing headphones is paramount, I believe, to my gameplay. See, there's the runes. Those runes weren't for me, though. Those runes were from another traveler. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I was getting a little nervous here because I was like, well, if I die here, that's going to be a lot of gameplay I'm going to have to redo. And I think also when I was doing this, I was thinking, I don't know if I'm strong enough to do the other half of the castle. So I was also thinking, crap, like I should upgrade my weapons a bit and upgrade my health a bit. So I was getting a tad bit nervous here. I love when I hit the shield and the guy, like, tumbles. There's a word for that. I forget what it's called. I wasn't going to let anything kill me. I was bound and determined. Even if I had to, like, sneak around like a fool. But I guess, is sneaking around ever foolish in Elden Ring? I think it's better to take your time and be patient. It's not a game where where personally I can't rush around and just do whatever. I gotta really think before I do anything. It's good for the brain. And right now, Conan would be pretty... he wouldn't be nervous, but he would be on his guard. Knowing that there's armor walking around and zombies. He doesn't mess with that. So yeah, here I was definitely thinking, alright, well, the next grace that I hit, if I'm lucky enough, if I survive, I am going to have to upgrade my weapons and such, so... I just wasn't going to play the game walking around eggshells kind of thing. Walking on eggshells? Around it? I think it's around. I think it's around eggshells. Conan doesn't also kill everyone that he sees. Sometimes if he feels that sneaking is the best option, he doesn't have to kill everyone. Oh, I made a beeline for that grace, I tell ya.